Good morning. So have you guys ever just thought about like, you don't have enough time because you have to get stuff done, because you want it done right away, or just because you say there's no time because tomorrow's coming? Well, Queensberry stated the future is like the present, only longer. So I kind of agree with this, and I'm stuck in the middle kind of with this quote, because, and I'm gonna give you a couple of explanations, like personal and in school wise. The first one I have is personal. For like the future wise, in school, I went to a trade school before, right after high school, and I felt like it was gonna be easier because I want to rush stuff for my future so I could become an LVN. And I got my LVN, but now you see me here back in college, and I feel like I rushed everything for my future, but I ended up coming back. So I feel like I should have just went to a community college like I was planning to, and I could have already been an RN. So that's my main point with that, because live in the present, because there's going to be a future. And then my other one is in real life. I had moved out when I was younger, when I was around like 2021, and I felt like I have to move out because I don't want to live with my parents forever. And I ended up having to move back, and I stayed with my parents, and I got stabilized. I had a good job, and I met my fiance, and we're living together. I went too forward. I ended up moving out again, and I feel like this time around I didn't rush it. I planned ahead and I saved money. So in conclusion, like I stated in my first point, I rushed going to school, and in my life I rushed moving out, but I didn't live in, I lived in the future, but not in the present. So I should, the future is longer than the present. And that's it. Thank you, guys.
All right, well, I thought your rhetorical question at the beginning was a little bit confusing, but when you got the quote in there, I got a better sense of where you were headed. You also seemed to be a little uncertain as to what it was you were going to be saying about the quote, having given us the quote. There's a basic preview that's set up. It could also be a little bit more specific. I can see that you're struggling to do all the things that you're supposed to be doing in the presentation, and it's just not quite at the point where it's polished yet, and so you probably just need to practice a little bit more, and that's one of those things that happens. The more you do these things, the easier it gets and the smoother it'll be. Right now it's a little bit hesitant, and that was one of the things that I noticed about the presentation, that you have a number of hesitations during the speech where you have vocalized pauses, or you're moving to another idea and it just feels obvious that you are moving to another idea. There's a way in which it is presented where it's not so much disfluency, but hesitations and occasional, like I said, repeating a word or a phrase, sometimes having a catchphrase that you're going to on the next point. Your audience contact is Well, you do look up, but I'm not sure that you're always engaging us, and sometimes I think you are kind of looking in the corners for ideas while you're thinking, but it's not like you are hiding from us. I do think that you could talk to us a little bit more directly and have a more successful relationship with the audience while you're speaking to us. Gestures are fine, they're a little bit limited, but it's okay. And I did think that your posture was good while you were speaking. I didn't notice that you were doing anything that was distracting. That's also nice. I think the summary helps a little bit more get us back to the point that you were trying to make at the beginning of the speech. I think it was a little bit clearer as you got toward the end of the speech where you were headed. All right, thank you.